Hello, everybody. This is Ice, and welcome back to episode 6 of your C++ Start to Finish tutorial series. Now, in this video, we are going to be bumping up this tutorial 5 program we did in the last video, and we are going to be doing that using methods. We are going to be learning exactly how methods work and how we can pass in arguments to them. Now, this is kind of a more advanced thing that I was considering waiting to do. But, it's fine. We can do it now. So, basically, a method or a function will take in, or in some cases not take in, a couple of parameters, do something with them, and give you back something else. So technically this plus sign is even kind of like a function. It does something, but it's more of an operator. In C++, we're actually allowed to define our own functions. So that's what we're going to be working with in this video. Okay, so let's talk about doing the functions. Now, they are called functions, not methods. I work in Java a lot, and it's confusing to me. But they are called functions in C++, and that's what you have to remember. Now, to define a function, we actually do the exact same thing we've done in int main. Int main is a function, it's just kind of the main function. We always have to have this. But now we can branch out and use other functions in our program as well. So, to define a function, what you're going to do is you're going to give yourself a bit of space here. And first of all, what do we want our function to give us back? Well, let's make a function that's going to replace this addition sign with adding. So, we want to take in two numbers and give out a number. So, for instance, let's just say int, since we want to give out a number, and then we want to say int add. Now, we'll talk about passing in the two arguments in a second, and then we're just going to define them with these two curly braces here, just like that. And this is our add method. So now we've gone and actually learned how to take in some arguments for this function, which happen in this parenthesis here. Now, this is kind of an interesting idea, but basically, we define some variables in here. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, I'll show you. I'll show you how this is going to work with the int add method, and then you'll see how it works. So we're going to say int x, int y. So basically, when we say add, basically we are going to come down here, maybe, and we say add x, y. Now you notice the comma between those, that's normal. And basically, that's how it works. We define some variables in this parenthesis here, and these are the arguments to the function. And then, for the rest of time, I guess, every time you call that function, you are going to put those parameters in. Now, this function is going to take in two parameters. They are both ints, as we see. In this case, the two ints are going to be the two numbers we entered at the beginning of the program. So this is going to do the exact same thing once we've implemented this function. Now, in this case, we only have one line of code. It's going to directly return x plus y. And that should be fairly intuitive. I mean, it has an add. When we put in add xy, it will give us back x plus y. Really easy. And now what we're going to do is just to spice this up a little bit more, we are going to say, we're going to create 3 more of these. And now, we are going to call this one int sub. So we are going to subtract them, which is just x minus y. And then we'll call this int mult. So we're going to multiply them. Now in C++, to do multiplication, you don't use like an x or something. You use an asterisk. This represents multiplication. And finally, int div, division, then that's going to be just x divided by y. Now, I could show you the modulo operator. That's not a good idea. I don't like that. So, now that we have these 4 methods, we can actually put these all into our main method. Now, just an important thing to know about methods. If we had int add, say, down here, well, C++ is going to go, oh, okay, we have these 3 methods, and then it processes these methods. Then it goes into our main method and actually starts doing it. So it's going to do add xy, but it hasn't gotten to that yet, so you're going to get a compiler error because add isn't defined yet. So that's an important thing to never do. Always keep your main method last. That's just an important thing. So there you go, there's that. So now what we're going to do is we are going to take this line here and copy it 3 more times. Yay for copy and paste, or this would take a lot longer. So we are going to change this so that we get all of these. So the difference, which is just the word for subtraction. Difference of your numbers is sub xy. The product of your numbers is molt xy, like that. And the quotient, sorry, I lost focus there. Quotient of your numbers is division of x and y. So now you should see how this is kind of simple, really. I mean, sure, it's a long program, and we could have done this by just saying x plus y, but the point is that we actually use methods here. So that's pretty cool. Let's build this and see what happens. Hey, look at that, we didn't get any errors, so let's run. Let's enter 6, and let's enter 4. No, let's enter 3. So now, as you can see, we are going to get that the sum of 6 plus 3 is 9. 6 minus 3 is 3, that's right. 6 times 3 is 18, that's also right. And 6 divided by 3 is 2. Hey, look at that, it actually worked. And we can do that again, and our processors return nothing, which is good. And just like that, you have seen the power of C++ to do all of this without too much hassle. We've used methods for this, which isn't technically necessary. We could have just said x minus y here, but the point is that you can now use methods to do all kinds of crazy stuff. If you included string here, you could take in a string if you wanted to use string, and all that good stuff. So hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. If you're still confused, again, as always, please leave a comment down below. There you go. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and as always, well, bye now. In the next video, we're going to start talking about really helpful things called conditional statements and booleans. So hopefully you're excited for that, and as always, well, bye now.